Hello, my name is Michael Lombardi. For the last 26 years, I've been sharing a powerful strategy with a small group of investors, a strategy that shows them how to collect consistent monthly profits from companies like Microsoft, GE, Goldcore, and a handful of other blue chips. Now, I'm not talking about buying and holding the stocks of these companies, and I'm not talking about dividends or day trading either. Picture this. With a mere $5,000 investment in Microsoft, you could have collected $1,194 in late August of last year, $4,678 in October, $7,000 in December, and $3,333 this past January. Think about it. A single $5,000 investment could have generated $16,205 for you in pure income. And these are just four of the payouts. That money could be yours to keep. In comparison, Microsoft shares rose from $44.13 to $45.61 between late August 2014 and January 2015. Far from paying you $16,205 in profits, a $5,000 investment in the stock could have turned into a measly gain of $153.93. That's a difference in profit of $16,051.07 in just 4 months, starting with the same amount of money. And these profit opportunities happen each and every month. You see, Microsoft is just one of the 20 blue chip companies and funds I found where you could potentially achieve big and fast gains, all by using my strategy. For example, over the last few years, there have been 6 profit opportunities from the Market Vectors Gold Miners ETF, 8 profit opportunities from General Electric, 10 profit opportunities from Goldcore, 15 profit opportunities from Walmart, 20 profit opportunities from Starbucks, and 24 profit opportunities from Toll Brothers. Not all blue chips offer opportunities to profit like this every month. That's what my Alpha 24 system is for, to determine which companies to collect from each month. Over the past 26 years, my Alpha 24 system has posted average annualized gains of 123%, all within only 21 days in the market on average each month. As I'll demonstrate in a moment, this method could have helped you build up a retirement account potentially worth $275,736 over the last 5 years alone, starting with just $5,000. Imagine if you had used $10,000, $15,000, you could be well into the millions. At the end of this presentation, I'm going to show you how to get started and how you too could put your retirement account on fast forward in only 21 days. And I'll show you how you could become a member of my Alpha 24 Inner Circle, an offer I haven't made in over 5 years. So it's vital you pay close attention. Now here's a fair warning. By the end of this presentation, you'll know everything you need to know about my strategy to go it on your own. But even as profitable as my method is, you could get yourself into serious trouble if you don't know how to execute the necessary trades. When you do it right, as I'll show you how, the results are uncanny. You could get a big, safe company, a company with modest or flat overall returns over the course of a year, funneling money into your account every single month. For example, with just $5,000, Microsoft could have paid you $3,918 in October of 2009, $1,250 in July of 2010, $2,877.50 in September of 2012, $1,051 in November of 2012, $3,145.50 in October of 2013, another $1,250 in October of 2013, $610.50 in January of 2014, and $1,194 in August of 2014. I even showed my inner circle how to collect these types of profits from Dell 51 times before the company went private. The truth is, it's so simple a child could do it. I call it the Alpha 24 system. I'll explain the significance of this name shortly, but here's what's important. Using my Alpha 24 system, you could start collecting profits within the next 21 days. Now, before launching into how you could use this strategy, I think I should explain how I uncovered this strategy almost 30 years ago. As I said earlier, my name is Michael Lombardi, and I've spent the majority of my life in finance. Since establishing my firm, Lombardi Publishing Corporation, 29 years ago, I've had the honor and privilege of sharing my research with over 1 million customers in 141 countries. I've also recruited some of the top financial minds in the world to help my readers profit from small cap stocks, biotechs, the safest and largest dividend stocks in the world, and much more. 26 years ago, when I first developed the Alpha 24 system, my goal at the time was simple. I was 25 years old in 1989. All you heard back then was about the coming apocalypse of the 1990s. In that environment, I wanted to insulate whatever funds I had from an unexpected downturn in the market while still trying to profit as much as possible. I had no interest in living in front of my computer, wringing my hands with every twist and turn of the market, hour by hour, like day traders do. And despite my young age back then, I was zeroing in on large cap stocks for safety reasons. But I needed to find a way to pull more money out of these stocks. I didn't want to wait 10 or 20 years to get rich from appreciating dividends. I was young, hungry, and eager. I wanted cash in the bank before the end of every month so I could reinvest those gains to compound my profits. At the time, the investment vehicle I was zeroing in on was less than a decade old, but it was the golden key in developing my Alpha 24 system. And the results? Well, my first year, with one of the first trades in the TSE 35 in January of 1989, my clients who followed my recommendation could have made a windfall profit, a whopping $2,500 on every $5,000. A few months later, in August, the same $5,000 in TSE 35 unleashed another potential profit of $11,545. And remember, that's a profit. And that hold period was only 21 days. That's a daily profit of $549. I knew I was on to something. And I knew I struck gold when in April of 1990, Halliburton cracked open a potential profit of $10,000 for every $5,000 invested in a single month. And things just heated up from there. By June of 1990, you could have been seeing gains of $13,404 in a single month from General Electric with only $5,000 invested. In July, you could have potentially earned $11,500 in profits from Monsanto, again, with only $5,000. I could go on and on about the returns all the way until this very month. But we'd need hours. After all, I have 26 years of history. Over the last 26 years, this inner circle has had the inside track to recommendations from my trusted system 993 times. Up, down, or sideways, the last 26 years could have been your personal bull market. In fact, during that time, my Alpha 24 system could have yielded a grand slam of 123% average annualized profit per year. That means a measly $5,000 could have turned into $275,736 in just 5 years. And that's not some back-tested silliness. That's the actual track record. That's 123% per year total return, 10.25% per month on average, holding positions for an average of 21 days each month, month in and month out, for 26 years. The average monthly yield of my Alpha 24 system over the last 26 years is almost 5 times the yearly yield of a 10-year treasury. This means that every month, you could have collected almost the same profits you could get by owning treasuries for 5 full years, every month, with as little as 15 minutes a month spent trading, often in 21 days or less. And even better, You don't need to invest every penny you have in order to quickly build a massive retirement account. With the average annualized return of my Alpha 24 system, a small $5,000 stake could have potentially turned into $275,736 in just 5 short years. Now imagine if you invested just a bit more. If you had $10,000 growing at this rate instead of $5,000. In 5 years, $10,000 could have snowballed into a whopping $551,473. That's the equivalent of more than $100,000 in profit per year. And if we added just one more year, that $10,000 could have grown to more than $1.2 million in 6 years. If my track record holds up, like it has for 26 years, an almost broke 50-year-old could retire a multimillionaire at age 56. How would you like to peel off a small part of your savings and watch it turn into anywhere from $275,000 to $551,000 in just 5 short years, using less time to collect it than you spend in the shower? Just take whatever amount of money is in your account that you'd like to see grow and put it to work in the Alpha 24 system, and voila. I already showed you how a mere $5,000 in the last few months of 2014 could have generated over $16,000 in pure profit thanks to the profit opportunities Microsoft offered us. And that's only one company. Think about it. Is there any wealth generator in your portfolio right now with a tenth of this potential? If the yield on treasuries goes much lower, you'll need to pay the Secretary of the Treasury for the pleasure of loaning money to the U.S. Corporate bonds aren't much better. Heck, junk bonds are only paying 5%, and there's a reason they're called junk. These companies are paying high yields because they could go belly up at any moment. CDs are cranking out 0.2%. No, that's not a misprint. That means you'd be collecting $1,000 a year for a $500,000 investment. And forget about savings accounts. They've been effectively assassinated by inflation alone. You could actually be losing money every year. In order to collect the same average annualized 123% profits that my Alpha 24 system generated over the last 26 years through conventional run-of-the-mill investments, you'd have had to invest millions and millions of dollars. My Alpha 24 system could make these returns with a recommended investment of only $5,000. And your money would be liquid, available for you every month. And please, let me remind you, all of these are real-time gains over nearly 3 decades. I didn't generate hypothetical profits with some back-tested computer model or any of that nonsense. I have an actual 26-year track record from my Alpha 24 system, posting monthly profits, mainly from 20 blue-chip companies. My Alpha 24 system doesn't collect payouts from all 20 at once. I only choose 1 or 2 per month to collect from. And that's why I call this the Alpha 24 system. I only use 2 stocks per month to secure these potential profits. That's 24 trades or so per year. Just roll it around for a moment. 2 stocks per month for an average of 21 days, and you could snowball every $5,000 into $275,736. In my opinion, these 24 annual investments are the alphas of the market, the easiest, most powerful way to potentially grow your money by leaps and bounds in the shortest amount of time. I'm not telling you all this to brag. Far from it. My goal is to help you break out of the Wall Street and Main Street rat race. I want to show you a consistent way to grow your retirement nest egg in record time. And I want to show you how you could do it with a small pool of very safe stocks. And better yet, it shows you how to crash-proof your retirement. In 2000, while its stock was being trampled, you could have used my Alpha 24 system to collect $15,581 in profits from Dell Computers in a single month with only $5,000. In 2008, with the subprime crisis raging, you could have taken a $5,000 stake in just a few of my Alpha 24 system positions and collected $1,225.50 in January from Dell, $5,000 in March from Northwest Airlines, $1,875 in July from Microsoft, $3,094 in September from Walmart, $3,322 from Nordstrom, $4,297 in October from Toll Brothers, and $4,563 in November from Goldcorp, and much more. See, unlike most investors who get hacked to pieces when the market crashes, the Alpha 24 system could actually make more money in downturns. Just look at this. Where that red arrow points is October 24th, 2008. On that day, the Alpha 24 system recommendation posted a gain of $4,297 from Toll Brothers, and you would have only had to invest $5,000 18 days before that to collect it. The reason is you don't need to actually own the stock to collect these profits. You don't need to short it in the conventional sense to make money if the share's price slides. You could put profits in your retirement account regardless of whether stocks are moving up or down. Looking back, I can say my Alpha 24 system has paid out through 4 stock market crashes, 3 bull markets, 5 wars, the S&L crisis, the long-term capital management blow-up, the end of the Cold War, the 9/11 terrorist attacks, the reunification of Germany, political scandals, the credit crisis, the Asian contagion, the Eurozone crisis, and most every other economic or political boom or bust in the last 26 years. Even in October 2001, not 30 days after the 9/11 tragedy, we were able to post a profit opportunity of $6,860 from Disney stock and a quick $4,477 from Tyco International. For the last few minutes, I've talked about my Alpha 24 system, the most powerful and long-lasting profit system I've ever seen. In my almost 30 years as a market participant and analyst, I've never found anything remotely capable of keeping up with the results I've just shared with you. Think about it. What else do you know of that has been spinning off quick surges of potential profit roughly every 21 days for the last 26 years? So, while I consider this to be a consistently reliable way to build a retirement account while being far more profitable, it is truly a trading method, as I've hinted at previously. You see, back in 1989, I discovered a relatively new investment tool, options. The Chicago Board Options Exchange had just formed in 1973, meaning the formal options market was just 16 years old, a teenager. Remember, I wanted to take blue chip stocks, safe stocks, and make big profits on them. With options, you could take an essentially tiny move in the stock and turn it into a windfall. Like early in this year, when the Market Vectors Gold Miners ETF moved just 7.8% between December 18th and January 7th. That's $388 for a $5,000 investment. With options, we posted a potential gain of 49% during the exact same time, a return of $2,482 for the same $5,000. We're talking about the same stock, the same investment capital, the same time frame, except one could have yielded nearly 7 times more profit. Or how about this? Last December 18th, I told my readers to take a position on Microsoft, betting on my belief that the stock was going to deal with a slight correction soon, and I'll explain how I knew it was going to sink in a moment. With a simple click of a button, you could have taken a short side on Microsoft without shorting the stock, and ultimately would have netted yourself a gain of 66.67% in a mere 20 days. Let me get this off my chest right now. I know there's a stigma against options. Options are like anything else. If you don't know how to use them, there's a good chance you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. Even Warren Buffett uses options. I came across an article in Forbes that detailed 6 simple steps to protecting your portfolio. The strategy? Options. Does every position win? No. But with just a small portion of your retirement account managed with my Alpha 24 system, you could double or triple your retirement savings in the next few years, even if I only do half as well as I have these past 26 years. At half my historical average, a small $10,000 stake could turn into $177,433.31 in just 6 years. And if my average holds up, as it has for the last quarter of a century, that same $10,000 stake could be $1,229,785. Add a few more years, and in 10 years, $5,000 could become $15.2 million. And that's based on an actual 26-year track record. As volatile as the markets have been over the last few months, since the beginning of 2015, it's been a very exciting time for my customers who follow my Alpha 24 system. You see, volatility means profits for options traders. It matters not whether the markets are going up or down, just that they're going somewhere. And boy, have they been jumping around the last few months. And the more they move, the more money could be made. That said, options are just a part of the formula here. They're simply a way to safely leverage small moves into big gains. But we need to know when those small moves are coming so we make the right call, particularly to keep the average trade to just 21 days. I've spent years studying 20 specific big blue chip companies. And when I say studying, please understand, I mean I've read their 10K filings. I've analyzed their proxy materials, researched the executives and key people at the companies, and I set aside time every quarter to read their quarterly reports. In short, I chose titans of industry and made it a point to know them like the back of my hand. If you understand exactly how a company works, you have the potential to understand how events in the market or even small announcements will affect the share price. Some stocks pop during earnings seasons, no matter what they report. Others lag. Some stocks are hypersensitive to the news cycle, and some seem immune to news, good or bad. Some stocks react to economic data, while other stocks cruise along no matter what the government bureaucrats report. Each stock and each chart has its own life. Most traders look at technical data and the charts, but very few get to really know the companies themselves. I've used that research and expertise about each stock to show a few of my best clients how to potentially capture massive profits over and over again from these 20 companies. 21 days is the average holding period for my option picks over the 26 years I've been making option recommendations based on my Alpha 24 system. But sometimes the profits come much quicker. You could have bagged a 59.34% return in just 8 days on GoCourt, returning $2,967 in profits for every $5,000 you put in. Last April, you could have turned $5,000 into $6,736 in just 6 days on another big winner. And on a Friday in September of 2012, Microsoft was kind enough to offer $2,877.50 in potential profit for every $5,000 put in 4 days before by those who followed my Alpha 24 system. That's a nice way to start a weekend. And sure, sometimes it takes a little longer than 21 days. For example, last November, I sent out an alert and told my readers to execute an option on a well-known blue chip company. My research told me the stock price was preparing to drop, and I knew there was a massive profit opportunity brewing. On December 16th, 26 days later, I recommended exiting the position for a return of 140%, which could have turned every $5,000 invested into $12,000. Last October, I thought Microsoft was getting a bit undervalued, so I recommended an option and watched a small $4.13 move in the stock translate into a massive 93.57% gain on my recommendation. Had you bought $5,000 worth of Microsoft stock when I recommended and sold on my alert, you'd have made a trifling $477. Had you taken that same $5,000 and put in the option I recommended, you could have profited $4,678.50 in just 15 days, nearly 10 times the amount of profit for the same investment. And Microsoft isn't the only stock we've made a king's ransom on over and over again. In the last 24 months, GoCourt gave us 52.94% in gains in 22 days, 107.69% gains in 28 days, 59.34% gains in just 8 days, and 62.28% gains in 18 days. We've also been in and out of Toll Brothers, Market Vectors Gold Miners, General Electric, and many others time and time again. The bottom line is, rather than jumping in and out of a stock for a measly 2, 3, or 5% return, we use options to potentially turn it into 30%, 50%, or even 100% gains in just a few days. Now let me be very clear. Not every trade is a winner, but I have a verifiable track record averaging 123% annualized returns for the last 26 years. With that kind of track record, you could build your retirement account at record speed. And the best part is that you can make money no matter which way the stock is moving. There are more details on exactly how this works, but for practicality, I can't really delve into all here. And that's why, over the last few weeks, I've been working on a special report that goes the whole 9 yards, sharing exactly how to implement my Alpha 24 system. It's called the Alpha 24 system. Turn $5,000 into $275,000 with these 20 companies. In this report, you'll learn how I determine a company's shares will be impacted by the markets. There are a few tricks for a fast answer. Why I focus on these 20 companies. A guide to opening an options account in a few short, simple steps. How to potentially make a 49% gain on a stock sliding 1% with the click of a button. Why you should make your trade on the third week of each month if you want the best chance to cash out within only 21 days. And how to ride your winners and get out of your losers fast so overall profits are maximized. In my opinion, once you have this report in your hands, you'll have all the tools you need to jumpstart your income. As I said, I've made 993 recommendations of the last 26 years. With $5,000 following the recommendations, you could have collected profits of $4,785 in 22 days on Starbucks, $3,104 in 26 days on Barrick Gold Corp, $5,384 in 28 days on Goldcorp, $3,444 in 6 days on Pulte Homes, $2,649 in 8 days on Yahoo, $4,827 in 26 days on Cisco Systems, $3,472 in 8 days on JP Morgan, and $5,185 in 19 days on IBM. I'd be happy to send you a copy of this report free of charge. I've been recommending and posting these rapid income plays for nearly 30 years now, and during that time, I've developed quite a following. When you're reporting doubling, even tripling money in weeks or even days, it doesn't take long for customers to scramble to join. In the end, I formalized it by making it an official investment research service. I even named it what a friend of mine who saw the results called it, the Platinum Fountain of Money. I've been posting profits in Platinum Fountain of Money for years now. Whether it's a $2,777 profit on Ford in 28 days, $10,193 profit on Chrysler in 28 days, $11,666 in 28 days on AMR before it merged with US Airways to become American Airlines Group, or $8,831 in 35 days on AT&T, I've been alerting a small group of investors to these kinds of profits for 26 years. But a problem quickly came up. We were growing too quickly. If I had too many people chasing the same options, it would draw attention. So I couldn't have a massive circulation file for my research. And as a result, I accepted only a handful of new people into Platinum Fountain of Money each year. But in 2009, I had a flood of interest. Back then, the subprime crisis had decimated millions, but the volatility of the market made it an option trader's dream environment. We opened the membership in Platinum Fountain of Money for a very limited time, and before I knew what had happened, we had grown membership dramatically. As a result, new enrollment to Platinum Fountain of Money has been closed since then, but that's until today. For the first time in 5 years, I'm once again opening the doors to Platinum Fountain of Money. That means you could join this inner circle and instantly begin receiving regular monthly alerts on the options I've successfully been recommending for the past 26 years with an average annualized return of 123%. Like I said earlier, I typically send 2 of these alerts out each month, the instructions of which are very clear. I send you an email with a 1-page PDF attachment. You crack open the PDF, log into your brokerage account, punch in a few details, and you're done. You wait a few days, on average about 21, and collect your money. $5,000 you could have made $5,576 on Walmart in 21 days. $1,376 on United Tech in 21 days. $10,153 on Dell Computers in 21 days. $11,545 on TSC 35 in 21 days. And remember, all the winners and losers I included, I have averaged an annualized return of 123% profit, not for a few years or for a decade, but for the last 26 years, over a quarter of a century, with actual, verifiable, published picks and profit performance documented. I want to extend this offer to you, a chance to become a member of my Platinum Fountain of Money. The first time in 5 years that membership is open at an introductory discounted rate. For the last 6 months, all the Platinum Fountain of Money trades have come from 3 companies: Microsoft, Market Vector's Gold Miners ETF, and General Electric. Now, as I've shown you, this service has posted plenty of profits. But for some people, making money is just not good enough. They want excitement. They want adventure. They want a hot new stock every month to learn about. And if that's what you're looking for, I want to tell you right now, this service is not one of those. You see, I've had people leave this service out of boredom. It's the same company as last month and the month before that, I often hear. Doesn't matter if they could have grabbed a 140% gain on Microsoft in just 26 days, turning every $5,000 into $12,000, or that General Electric could have turned a profit of $2,931 for every $5,000 in 11 days, or that they could have turned $5,000 into $7,482 in just 20 days. They wanted new stuff. And if that's what you're looking for, then I'm sorry. This is not for you. I find opportunities strictly in my pool of stocks. Whichever ones are showing the best potential, those are the ones I'm targeting. That's the core of my success. If you're focused on making money monthly and building wealth, despite the fact you might be trading the same positions over and over again, then Platinum Fountain of Money could deliver. Second, I recommend you have at least $10,000 in investment capital on hand. The reason's simple. I recommend a minimum of $5,000 or more in each position. With 2 positions a month, that's $10,000. With that amount, you could potentially make thousands of dollars per month. Now, you could use however much you like. What you do with your money is your decision, but I consider $5,000 in each position ideal. Also, our small occasional losses will likely be less frustrating if you're starting with $10,000. Look, since the Fed became more active in the financial markets, and we've had a rise in the effect of political events on the markets, sometimes things can go against us. We had a 0.69% loss on GE last May, a 5.96% loss on Toll Brothers in December of 2013, and a 6.25% loss on Microsoft in January of 2014. So losses do happen, while the profits could drastically outweigh the losses because of the strict stop-loss rules we follow. I want you to have enough capital on hand to feel comfortable with that, while simultaneously maximizing your potential income every month. If you're still with me, then I have a surprise for you. Years ago, I decided to set a pretty steep price on Platinum Fountain of Money. And as the years went on and we kept delivering bigger, better results every month, I decided to kick up the price a notch. 26 years on, I can confidently say there's no other service like this. Nothing is proven in real time in the trenches like this. There's nothing like this unique approach of generating thousands of dollars in potential profit on big blue chip stocks every 21 days or so. So I set the price at $3,000, which I think you'll agree is really nothing compared to the potential profits. Just in January, with $5,000 in Microsoft and $5,000 in Market Vectors, you could have netted a profit of $5,816. That's enough to pay off your membership for the year and leave you $2,816. The month before that, my Microsoft option pick could have returned a $7,000 profit for every $5,000 invested. That's enough to pay off the membership and still have $4,000 left. My point is, when you're making thousands of dollars a month, $3,000 is not a lot to pay. But I want to make this first in 5 years opening special. So I'm taking 33% off the fee, bringing the membership to just $2,000. But I'll do something even better than that. For this week, and this week only, I'm taking an extra $500 off. That means you can get a full year of Platinum Fountain Money, a service that's generated potential profits monthly for 26 years, enough to potentially snowball $5,000 into $275,000 in 5 short years, where you receive at least 2 red-hot income opportunities each month for just $1,495. You'll likely cover the cost of that within the next 21 days. Again, that extra $500 discount is only this week. If you try to sign up next week, you'll find a $2,000 price tag waiting for you. Now, I think $1,500, $2,000, even $3,000 is reasonable. I'm sure many of my members would agree. I urge you to sign up today for the best deal. Heck, the only deal I've offered on this service in years. If you're ready to collect thousands of dollars every single month with a handful of in and out investments, then I suggest you click the button below to get started now. Once you join, I'll send you a copy of my new report, Alpha 24 System. Turn $5,000 into $275,000 with these 20 companies. I'm putting some final touches on it right now that I think you'll find very exciting. You should have it within 2 business days of placing your order. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Platinum Fountain of Money's satisfaction guarantee. You can cancel at any time over the next 12 months if I'm not delivering the type of profits I told you about in this presentation, or if you're not happy for any reason. I'll refund you the unused portion of your membership, no questions asked. I make this offer because I'm confident that once you see the money flowing into your account, you'll stick around for a long, long time, just like my other customers do. After all, how many people can boast about more than doubling their retirement account every year over the past 26 years? There's no easier way I know to make this much money from safe stocks, and I want to prove it to you in real time. All you have to do is click the button below to get started today, and please do it now before this offer expires.